very good afternoon to all wonderful people. I am Neetu Mehrotra, admin mate of Parent Station, Ahmedabad chapter. Welcomes you all. So, what is Parent Station? Parent Station is all about activities needed in the journey of parenting, where the week is filled with Monday pose, Tuesday thoughts, books and toy reviews, amazing facts, expert talks, Ubharta Sitara, and much more. So, as today is Wednesday, so we are here with a book review. So, today's book is all about the unbelievable and massive power of our subconscious mind, which has the ability to do wonders. And for the same, I would like to invite student Miss Shivani Yadav, who is currently pursuing MCA. She is also C certified NCC cadet along with being a book enthusiast. She has read almost 60 plus books and will be reviewing today book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So, let us welcome Shivani. Shivani,
Uh, Thank you, Parent Station and Neetu ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. So, today I will be giving you all the review for the book The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
so, yes, Shivani, the stage is yours. And thank you for coming on Parent Station and giving you a valuable insights on this book. So, here, without wasting more time, you are.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. So, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy is a classic self help book on harnessing your subconscious mind for success and happiness. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. If controlled in the right way, it can help you create the life you want for yourself. Acclaimed author and proponent of the New Thought movement, Dr. Joseph Murphy attests to this in his book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and says all you need to do is start believing in your capabilities and set your subconscious in motion. The he presents easy to understand techniques and case studies to help reader decipher and apply the same to enhance their quality of life, making a book handy and informative read. According to him, the human mind is made of the subconscious, conscious, and subconscious. The subconscious mind takes the conscious mind's thoughts and ideas and executes them. Whatever we accept to be true, the subconscious mind acknowledges and works on it. One of the most interesting qualities of the book is that it teaches you how to control the power of subconscious mind through the technique of autosuggestion, which can come in the form of affirmations and visualizations. Essentially, the aim of autosuggestion is to implant positivity into the subconscious mind through repetition. By doing so, the subconscious mind will eventually begin to take cues from conscious mind and assist you in achieving your goals. So, here I will be sharing some of the most important lessons I have learned from this book. So, the first lesson I learned from this book is repetition can train your subconscious mind. As we all know, learning a new skill initially takes considerable conscious effort. For example, the first time you learned to ride a bike, it would have been challenging. However, repetition meant that riding a bike started to require less conscious effort. Your subconscious mind then began to grasp the task, and riding a bike became automatic. This repetition can be used to overcome personal challenges. The author provides the example of Enrico Caruso, who was an Italian opera singer in the late 19th century. Enrico was incredibly nervous before shows and would subsequently suffer from throat spasm before performances. This nervousness was his conscious mind impairing a skill that had become subconscious for him. The author explains that the conscious mind took over as he was bogged down with negative thoughts. He was worried about the performance going badly and the crowd reacting in hostile manner. Despite this, he was able to conquer these physical reactions by repeatedly telling his conscious mind to stop interfering with his subconscious mind. This meditative practice allowed him to reduce his fears and perform naturally and automatically. The second lesson I have learned from this book was positive thinking and visualization are integral to achieving your dreams. We already know positive thinking and visualization can heal. In the 18th century, priests would heal the sick by persuading them to believe God, and they used to believe that God would make them better. Some would attribute the success of this practice to the existence of God. However, it is more likely that this practices recruited the subconscious mind. In this book, the author gives an anecdote about his own life when one of Murphy's relatives developed tuberculosis. The relative's son was determined to help him better. His relative's son picked up a piece of wood off a sidewalk and gave it to his father. The son explained that this was a cross bought from a monk who had recently worked at a healing shrine. He also stated that the cross had been used to heal many people. The father held onto the piece of wood tightly overnight, and the next morning he was completely healed. Principally, if you visualize or imagine what you hope to be true, sometimes it does come true. Importantly, you should not break the illusion for the healed person. Breaking the illusion can cause the disease to resurface. This miracle is not a unique circumstance. The author taught the conscious mind's power to millions of listeners on a weekly radio show called The Church of Divine Science. On that radio show, he described the mental movie method. This method involves creating a mental image that you desire. Then you hold it in your mind until your subconscious makes it a reality. Many listeners use this approach to sell their property for the right price and to the right buyer. Several listeners sent in thank you letters to the author since this technique literally did wonder to them. The third lesson I've learned was utilize your natural ability to self heal. You can activate your subconscious mind by allowing your body to self heal. One of the most effective self healing approaches is to sleep over things when you cannot decide what choice to pick. The author provides an example of how giving your brain time to consider options can allow your subconscious mind to communicate the best option. He introduced readers to a woman who was given a job opportunity on the other side of the country. Although the salary was double what she was currently earning, she was unsure whether it was worth the money. Therefore, instead of making a rash decision, this woman went to bed early and slept on the decision. Subsequently, she was letting her subconscious mind influence her decisions. In the morning, her sixth sense told her that she should not accept the offer. She listened to her subconscious mind and rejected the offer. 3 months later, she came to realize that she had made the correct decision as the other company had filed for bankruptcy. Sometimes we need to give our subconscious room to improve our lives. The author also explains that the subconscious mind processes data faster through different methods than the conscious self. Therefore, letting your gut work overnight will help you think clearly and with more confidence the following day. Also, we need to rely on belief. The unconscious realm feeds off of belief. Therefore, if you believe you are good in health, this will activate your unconscious ability to self heal. The author also talks about a universal process of self healing, which is called faith. All sickness, ailments, and traumatic events can be healed by placing healing thoughts into our unconscious realm. Joseph does not discount the importance of science. Instead, he explained that our unconscious mind can complement medicine and science. For example, even pseudoscientific historical approaches like healing through touch have healed multiple people. In these instances, it is not the healers who are healing. Instead, it is the individual's unconscious mind. Self healing is also how placebo effects are established. Placebos occur when an individual gets better or feels better after being given a substance that is not a real treatment. The most famous example is giving participants sugar tablets rather than the real medication. However, placebos often work as well as the genuine medication. Even though taking placebos is not a real treatment, doctors have found out that this effect has various physical and psychological benefits. Several placebo experiments have produced better results for heart rate, blood pressure, and other aspects of health. The main thing is that our mind in health and well being is stable. I would like to attribute this effect to our unconscious mind. The author also explains that you do not even have to believe in the genuineness of treatment for it to work. Instead, if we allow our subconscious field to be open to questioning and challenging standard views, then this is enough. When you are in drowsy state, you allow your subconscious mind to have a more significant influence over your faith in a treatment. This drowsiness is how praying to God can sometimes help individuals to be healed. Praying shuts out your conscious realm and allows the irrational subconscious mind to work properly. The first lesson I learned from this was let go of all negative thoughts. The author stated in the book that what the other person says or does cannot really annoy or irritate you except you permit him to disturb you. The only way he can annoy you is through your own thought. For example, if you get angry, you have to go through four stages in your mind. You begin to think about what he said, you decide to get angry and generate an emotion of rage. Then you decide to act at last. Perhaps you talk back and react in kind. You see that the thought, emotion, reaction, and action all take place in your mind when you become emotionally mature. You do not respond negatively to the criticism and resentment of others. As we already know, our natural reaction to adopt negative thoughts about circumstances. Instead, we should be attempting to choose happiness. Negative thoughts are highly detrimental. Not only do they impact on your emotions, but they also prevent you from succeeding. The author gives another personal anecdote for this section. One of the author's associates worked day in and day out. Working those long hours led to him neglecting his family and increasing his blood pressure to an unhealthy level. However, Murphy's associate had a negative viewpoint on why he worked so much. The associate accepted that he felt guilty about not doing the right thing by his deceased brother, who had passed away years before. The remorse he felt came from a place of negativity. These negative thoughts then pushed him to behaviors that punished himself, his wife, and his children. Plus, it prevented him from realizing that these long hours were not his boss's fault, they were the fault of his negative thoughts. The fifth lesson I learned from this book was fears are just false thoughts. As we know, you grow old when you lose interest in life, when you cease to dream, to hunger after new truths, and to search for new worlds to conquer. When your mind is open to new ideas, new interests, and when you raise the curtain and let in the sunshine and inspiration of new truths of life and the universe, you will be young and vital. Fear is an emotion that troubles us throughout our lives. When we were young, we were fearful of monsters under our beds. As we grow up, we continue to have fears in the shape of worrying about our money. Both these fears are based on false thoughts, and we challenge these fears by challenging these thoughts. The author has described aging as a widespread fear for adults. As an adult, we fear for aging. However, we can also overcome this fear by changing the way we think about aging. Aging only happens when we stop learning new skills. Staying young isn't about age, but about remaining active and doing the things we enjoy. Joseph provides an anecdote of an executive that lived near him and retired at 65. The man had spent almost all of his life learning. He did not view retirement as something to be afraid of, but yet another opportunity to learn. He started learning new skills such as photography, plus, he sought out opportunities to travel the world. Finally, this man became a lecturer on how to age well. In this book, the author also talks about his father. At 65, author's father set out to learn French. 5 years later, he was specialist. He then started to study Gaelic. Again, he reached a level that meant he was teaching it until his death at 99 years. If we keep positivity and learning at the forefront of our minds, we will feel younger and it seems live longer. The sixth lesson I learned from this book was desire happiness. You must choose happiness. Happiness is a habit. It is a good habit to ponder often. I believe that happiness is just a mental construct. This is not a negative thing though. It means that we can foster a feeling of happiness if we truly desire it. However, the majority of people have a disposition for unhappiness. Those who have disposition for unhappiness will search for what is wrong in their environment. It is always possible to find negatives in our environment. When we find these negatives, we are only attracting more negative experience. As it has been said, what we think, we attract. So, now I would like to describe the three steps which I find from the book for getting successful. First is love your work. It might be hard sometimes, but loving your work will hugely improve your quality of life. If you're doing a job you genuinely love, it won't feel like work. You will be ingrained in your craft and completely motivated to continue working. You might be struggling to find a job that you genuinely love. So, so the author recommends asking for guidance from career experts. However, we must also proceed with faith and confidence that we will find the job that you love. The second thing I find crucial is specialize. If you manage to find a job that you love, you should look to specialize in particular areas. Nowadays, we are already talking about specialization for the particular areas we are interested in so that it clearly relates us to the loving your work point. So, perfecting a craft is a thoroughly rewarding pursuit. It allows you to become a leader in your field. Mastering your work will help you make feel more fulfilled and economic success will flow. The last and the third point which I think important is altruism. The author describes this as the most crucial step to happiness. Your love of work cannot be associated with selfish desires. Instead, you gain the most happiness from your motivations being tied to cause beyond yourself, a cause that serves humanity. So, what are the factors that prevent you from using your subconscious mind? Some of the circumstances that can prevent the unconscious realm from having a significant impact of your life. Critics will often use these examples as evidence of the method not working. Still, the reality is that the environment was not optimal for the subconscious mind to excel. Here, there are two factors that can make our unconscious realm fail. The first factor is lack of confidence, and the second factor is putting too much effort into making it work. It is essential to understand that your unconscious mind will carry out an idea as soon as it accepts this idea. Hence, the unconscious mind will carry out any action planted in it, whether it is good or it is bad. Similarly, if we start having doubts about something, then these hesitations will become rooted in the unconscious realm. Murphy provides an example of money. Suppose you try and imagine being rich in the future. Even if you manage to imagine being rich, it is likely that you still won't believe that you will one day be rich. In this instance, your unconscious realm is creating a reality where you have no money. Therefore, you are not using the unconscious mind for your benefit. The only reason for this ineffectiveness of the unconscious realm is lack of self confidence. Although it is important to let the unconscious realm influence your life, it is also crucial you do not force the unconscious realm to help you. If you force the unconscious mind too much, then you will fail. Rather than utilizing forced belief, utilizing real belief allows the unconscious mind to turn these beliefs into a reality. Forcing things to happen only works within the conscious realm. Hence, I recommend relaxing and putting faith in the notion that the unconscious mind will work for you. You must maintain this relaxed approach even when you are not obtaining instant results. So, we already know that sometimes even before the exams or when we are having any anxiety for any question or when we overthink any question which we are not able to solve, sometimes we think and we are still not able to solve it. We we slip of that question in our mind, and surprisingly when you wake up the next morning you get the answer to that question. It's the subconscious mind that is working when you were sleeping. So, it is important to let the unconscious realm influence your life. It is also crucial that we should not force the unconscious realm to help them. At last, I would like to say that we must maintain this relaxed approach even we are not obtaining instant result. Eventually, we will get the result and the desired goal. So, my book review is ending here, and thank you.
Well, Shivani, it was really an extremely knowledgeable book you choose to review today. And really, I'm so thankful for your wonderful insights on this book. And I'm going to read it definitely after, hearing your reviews on this book. So thank you. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, Shivani. So, with this, we end our book review. Stay tuned for more interesting activities. Thank you, goodbye, and take care.